What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As a weight loss coach, the question I get the most on social media is obviously the most obvious one. How can I lose weight? In this video, I want to break down the systems behind a weight loss and an easy guide for you to follow right now to get started on your weight loss. Before we get into this, I want to talk about something really important: the difference between information and implementation. You see, nowadays information is everywhere. You open your phone and you have whatever info you're looking for right at your thumb. The problem with that is that there is so much that it overwhelms us. We don't know what to believe in. And if you even find something and decide to trust this material and you want to pursue it, then that's just the information. The biggest challenge when it comes to changing our lifestyle or building muscle or losing body fat is implementation. How do we take these changes and implement it into our life? That is the hard part, and that is something this video cannot teach you. Obviously, that's why and how I make my living with my coaching. But in this video, I want to give you a step-by-step guide onto how I myself personally have worked with many clients, giving them 10, 20, 30 kilo fat loss. The question here is, can you implement it into your life? So without any further ado, let's get into it. Right, welcome back here to my living room. Anyways, let's get to it. So let's get started on this list that you can implement today. And hopefully you'll be successful so that you can start your next long-term, highly successful fat loss. First step is about how many calories you should consume every single day. You need to go online and calculate what is called your TDEE, Total Daily Energy Expenditure. You can use various sites online, and what you need to put in there that's very important is it's going to ask you for your activity level. Now, your activity level, and this is where a lot of people make a mistake. When it says moderately active, highly active, and so on, this graph of activity, the more active you are, the higher your TDEE is, because you're spending more energy completing these activities. If you are a person that sits down the whole day, then goes to the gym and trains really hard for an hour, and then you go home and you watch Netflix and there's no other real activity in your day, many people would think that they're highly active. That's false. You need to look at this graph from being very minimally active, and then highly active is actually based on your steps, right? There is a longer explanation for this, but just take my word for it now. If we're looking at someone who has 6,000 to 8,000 steps every single day, that'll be the low end of moderately active. 10,000 to 15,000 is more towards the upper end of the scale. And then obviously, a construction worker, those sorts of people that are, or labor worker that are having 20,000 steps plus every single day, they are highly active then on the upper end of the scale. So you need to have an idea about how many steps you're doing every single day, and it's a great tool for you to invest in. It's a great idea for you to invest in a steps tracker, and it can be done extremely cheap nowadays. Fitbit, you can go the more expensive way and take an Apple Watch. It's a cheap piece of equipment if you're just gonna get it for the sole purpose of counting steps. But anyways, you need to go onto one of these sites, calculators.net, calculate your TDEE, and then you have your starting point of how many calories that, if you eat your TDEE, is your maintenance. You're not gaining weight, you're not losing weight. Now, the TDEE is just the starting point. So step number 2, we're going to create a deficit from that TDEE. And this is where a lot of people, they are impatient and they create a deficit that is too big, and they fail because of this. So just take my word for this. I work professionally with this, and I've seen lots of people be very successful, and I've also seen lots of people not be successful. The people that are not successful that I hear about are all the people that think they want to lose more than half a kilo of body weight per week, or 2 pounds of body weight per week. It's not sustainable, it's not realistic, okay? So when I say this is just for reference, and then we're gonna move on, right? So if we take 3,500 calories in a week, if that is your deficit, that's gonna give you about half a kilo of body weight of weight loss per week, or about 1 pound of body weight per week. Now, is half a kilo of fat loss per week a great start? Yeah, I definitely think it is. So those 3,500 every week divided by the 7 days of the week means that you have to eat 500 calories short of your TDEE every single day, and that's gonna, like I said, equate to that half a kilo of body weight fat loss per week. So let's hypothetically say that your TDEE is 2,500. If we take 500 calories off 2,500 and eat 2,000, then that 500 calorie deficit per day in a whole week is going to be 3,500, which, like I just said, is half a kilo of body weight off per week. So that is a great start for you. You can calculate your deficit with percentages or do like I just explained here, but I do not recommend that you go above 15% deficit. The reason, like I said, I say this is just from experience. Like, I need you to be successful with this attempt of your fat loss. So I'm gonna give you the best tools to move forward. And the biggest disservice or disfavor you can do to yourself right now is to be greedy and not be patient. So the smaller the deficit, it's gonna take longer for you to lose weight. That's true. That's what scares people. But the likelihood of you succeeding is going to be 10 times bigger. So that was step number 2, deduct your deficit from your TDEE. Then we're on to step number 3, and now we're going to look at protein. Protein is extremely important even though you're trying to lose weight. Of course, you can lose weight by just managing your calories, but because I am interested in also making you a more healthy human being, muscle mass is a huge part of being healthy. The more muscle mass you have, the more energy you have, the better posture you have. There's more room for eating more foods without gaining unwanted weight in the future, and so on. The positives are endless. So we need to make sure when we lose weight that we're eating enough protein to maintain the muscle mass that we have at this present point. It's hard to build more muscle while we're losing weight, but at least we can try to minimize the muscle waste as we now are dropping weight. A safe approach here is just to take your body weight and multiply it by 2. So if I'm a 90 kilo guy and I just multiply that with 2, gives me 180. So 180 grams of proteins is a great place to start. Could you eat more or could you eat less? Yes, you could, but this is just a great way to get started. The good thing about having more protein in your diet, and this is a very important one, is that it's very satiating. So if you're eating less proteins, yeah, you'll probably get by, but the lack of those extra proteins, potentially, like I said, up to 180 for a 90 kilo guy, is gonna help keep you more full as you go through this fat loss. So when you go through your day and you constantly feel hungry, if you had more proteins from those calories you have available, that will keep you full longer. And if you are using pounds, then 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, again, it's just an estimate. It's not really the precise figure here. It's not too important as long as you have one number that you focus on, and you can always go from there. Now, step number 4, you need to have a sample menu of food every single day that you can stick to for the first few weeks until you get more confident counting macronutrients and weighing your food, or counting calories and weighing your food and cooking your food, because you'll be cooking a little bit different now that you're actually counting your calories. And this is also a place where people make a lot of mistakes, because they either calculate their calories or the macronutrients, and then they say, okay, let's go, and let's start, and then, but how am I going to start? And then every single day they log as they go, and it's just such a tedious process in the beginning when you don't have the experience. It's going to lead to failure. So you need to make yourself a sample day of meals, right? So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. I always recommend, for most people, 3 meals per day and a snack, okay? And I know that you can have 1 meal with all your calories and proteins and you can just, be fine. But I'm looking from the perspective of you failing or if you're successful on this journey. And I know that if you have more meals throughout the day to keep your blood sugar stable, your chances of falling off the plan and eating, highly palatable foods, chips, chocolate, candy, ice cream, etc., is much lower if you have food throughout the day. Again, we're talking about keeping the blood sugar stable. So you have your calories, you have your proteins, and then you go to MyFitnessPal and you try plotting in different food items that you enjoy eating, and you just come up with something that for you makes sense. Of course, you have to try and hit the protein. So it's a good idea to have some lean meats in there, and you should definitely have protein at each meal. And that includes the snack as well, even if it's just a scoop of protein powder. But you want to make sure that each meal have proteins to get the numbers up there. Now, the first plan you come up with is either going to be way too little calories, way too high, or no proteins. You're going to have to try and shift things around, look for some inspiration online. But my best advice for you right now is to make the meal simple. You do not have the luxury of eating like highly delicious meals where the cooking process is super long, you know, because there's not, you know, we're not in this weight loss now to eat for pleasure. We eat for purpose. So think about 1 source of protein, 1 source of carbohydrate, 1 source of fat, and some vegetables for your vitamins, minerals at each meal. And you can just like switch out the rice with some, you know, some bread or some pasta. You can switch out the chicken with some salmon or some beef or some, you know, whatever you enjoy eating as a protein source. And your fats, you can switch it out for having maybe like organic butter or some oils or avocado or nuts and seeds, those sort of things. Switch it out, but make it simple for yourself. 1 source of each macronutrient for each meal. Trust me on this one. And then after you have that plan, you just have to get started, and you might have to adjust some things as you get started, but you know exactly what to eat. That is a game changer. I don't recommend that you change your meal plan until you have successfully lost about 2 to 5 kilos of body weight, or 10, 11, 12 pounds of body weight, because we just need to minimize the areas of failure. And by eating the same stuff every day, we minimize it as much as we can. And that sounds boring, I know, but you'll know what I mean once you get started. Now on to step number 5, activity. Like I said in the beginning, when we calculate our TDE, training is great and it's good for our cardiovascular health, but it doesn't really dictate too much in the equation of burning calories, in the equation of calories in versus calories out. Steps is your pathway to, you know, a consistent outgoing energy expenditure. So you need to, like I said, invest in a tracker and then get out there. I always recommend a baseline of 10,000 steps every single day for most people. If you, for some reason, you know, live in a country where it's so hot outside you can't walk, all my brothers and sisters in the Middle East, I feel you. Having a treadmill somewhere can help you. It's definitely not an excuse to not do it, but it can be harder. But I would always say 10,000 steps is a great place to start. If you're really looking to make some serious changes here, 15,000. If you're absolutely nuts, 20,000. Like this, the steps is where you can go a little bit crazy. Just like I said before, I don't want you to go click on crazy on the calorie restriction. If you want to go crazy somewhere, do it with the steps, all right? Some days you're just gonna be able to do a little bit less because you're tired and lazy or whatever, and that's fine, but you still have your calorie deficit from your food, so you're still gonna lose weight, all right? So 10,000 steps, 15, 20, whatever it is. Find something that you can stick to and create consistency with that number. I advise to break it up into 2 parts, a walk in the morning, a walk at night, take it from there. You will most likely realize that stepping is freaking great. Like, you get out there and you can either listen to podcasts, you get your thoughts going, you think about stuff you normally not have time to think about, so it's like great for like mental health as well. Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it. And lastly, step number 6. I know you don't like this one. You love Netflix. We like scrolling Instagram at night. Lights off at 10 p.m. Go to bed, turn your lights off, put your phone on the table, close your eyes, 10 p.m. End of discussion. If you do that, it's probably not going to be easy to fall asleep in the beginning if you are used to sleeping at midnight, but eventually you will. And 9 p.m. to 12 a.m., the body produces the most growth hormone. It comes down to circadian rhythms. There's nothing you can do about it. So you better get some of that growth hormone, because we know it helps us stay young and live a longer and healthier life. And if you skip that every single night, well, yeah, guess what? You're not going to get some of that good stuff. So make sure that you get to bed 10 p.m., lights off, phone on the table, put it on silent mode, all that stuff, and get your sleep, right? Preferably 7-8 hours. I know myself, I need to sleep 8 hours. If not, I'm a freaking mess. And my girlfriend, she can vouch for that. I do not work on 6 hours, and I'm still a mess at 7 hours. 8 hours, I'm great. But I've had clients that would then get 6 hours and they feel great, and I get them 7 or 8 and they feel terrible. So you need to find something that works for you, but you should definitely not sleep less than 6 hours. Here's a rule of thumb. For every training session that you have, you need to add 1 hour of sleep. So if you're a guy that And that scale should start at 7 hours, right? So if you have another session, if you have one session and you sleep 7, you gotta sleep 8. If you have 2 sessions a day, from 7 to 8 to 9 hours per sleep, all right? And it doesn't matter what you are used to. I'm used to listening to clients saying, yeah, but I can't sleep. No, you can't sleep because you're used to sleeping 5 hours or 6 hours. And then all of a sudden you're gonna try and sleep 8. You're not, like, your body's not used to it, but what your body is used to is not a representation of what it needs. 10 o'clock. And that is the 6 points I need you to focus on over time to nail down. And if you do that, you will lose weight and you will keep it off because it's a sustainable and comfortable way of doing it. It is not a crash diet. It is not a highly restrictive diet. This is realistic and it's something you can keep doing every single day. It doesn't matter who you pay money to that's gonna help you to lose weight. How many this and that products you buy of juices, of pills and cleanses and fasts. This right here, this is the right way of doing it because it teaches you how to lose weight in the life that you're living. You are not restricting yourself to a crazy degree by only eating ice cubes for 3 days or, you know, going on an oil diet or on some of this other crazy stuff I hear about. You are living your life, you're implementing healthy routines, you lose the weight you need to lose, you create a new routine from your existing life and routine, and all of a sudden you know how to live your life already when life gets hard with these new routines. It's a part of the process. Trust me. Okay, before I end this video, what I want to talk about is a little bit of mindset, because we do know this is not easy. Once you start losing weight, life is going to get hard, and guess what? No one is going to come and help you. You need to try and just bust through these hard times yourself. And you know, you've heard these sayings like trust the process and nothing good comes easy, all that sort of stuff. So let's just talk a little bit about this. Maybe I come up with a little nugget for you that can help you through your next little dark spot on your weight loss journey. So the first one is non-negotiables. You need to make sure that these 6 points that I mentioned are non-negotiables, right? It means that we're not doing this to be comfortable. Sometimes you're not going to feel like getting out and doing your steps, but you have to. Like, if you gotta put on like rain gear to get out or walk with an umbrella, go and get your steps. There's no excuses. If you make it a non-negotiable, just like your training can be a non-negotiable, your sleep a non-negotiable, your food is a non-negotiable, make your steps a non-negotiable. Get out there. No excuses. Second is what I said with the points from 1 to 6, is that this is a solution that aims for long-term success and sustainability. It means that if you do this, we're not looking for quick fixes, but understand, this is the mindset part, that we are changing your life for long-term solution, long-term sustainability, whatever changes that you're making right now, you can keep for the rest of your life. That is essentially the bread and butter of everything I said today. And the contrary of that, easy come, easy go. You could stop drinking or eating, food and water right now, and yes, you would drop a lot of weight from muscle mass and water retention and a little bit of fat mass as well. But does it teach you anything? No. And it's going to be a matter of time before you're going to come back at eating at what you used to do. And what happens when that happens? When first and foremost, because you did something that's very restrictive, you're going to destroy your metabolism. It's going to be really low, and then you go back to eating burgers and fries, and you're gonna gain even more weight than before you started, right? You can just look at bodybuilding. You see all these like physique models or bikini fitness girls. A lot of people, they actually end up getting more overweight after the show that they potentially were before they started, because they diet to such a crazy extreme leading up to the scene, to the show, when they got to step on the scene, and then afterwards they just eat so much food and they blow their calorie targets out of the way, and they gain so much weight back because their metabolism is shot. So easy come, easy go. And the last one is my personal favorite, okay? Do what others won't today so that you can do what others can't tomorrow. I love that one, absolutely love that one, because when I sit with my Tupperware and I eat my chicken and rice or whatever, and I have people around me eating burgers and drinking Coke, and I know they look at me and be like, what the fuck is this crazy guy doing? He's too fanatic about living healthy. But I'm putting in the effort right now so that I can look good tomorrow, because they won't. when they eat that sort of food. And you can use this analogy about training, about healthy living, about getting your sleep. You got to put in the effort today that other people don't want to do, so that tomorrow you reap the benefits that they don't. If you live with that every single day, you are going to be miles ahead in 5 years, 10 years, and for the rest of your life. So that's why that's my favorite, and I hope you like it. Anyways, guys, that is all for me now. That was my points, that was my mindset. I really hope this is something that you can learn something from, and I really hope that you can implement this to your life. You just have to take my word that this stuff is not easy, but the easy way is not the best way. The right way is the best way, and this is the right way. We're tackling all the areas of health, movement, recovery, sleep, food, diet, all that stuff. And that's it. Let me know how you get on with this. If you like it, drop a comment down below. As always, subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff. Keep the engagement going, help this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.